understand the type of code in it in Business Central. So whenever you just start typing code in it, and then if you just type enter, and then if you just start with subtype, like you can see there are a lot of subtypes appearing here. So let me just write it here, like 50101, and this is the code unit, test code unit. Okay, so test coordinate. Okay, let me just go ahead with demo. Okay, so that you will understand. And once if I click here, you can just see the type of coordinates available in Business Central. So what are these coordinates and how we can use GitHub Copilot prompt to create such a coordinates? So you have five types like install, normal, test, test runner, and upgrade. Let us understand one by one. Okay. So the first thing, install. What is this install is all about? So install is a type of coordinate, is a type where this execute a setup logic when an extension is installed. Whenever this extension, like you will be developing a Business Central extension is right. So whenever you are installing it, this will be executed if you are creating this such coordinate as an install one. So this is used for initializing default data, setting up permissions, or configuring system parameters. So when should you use this type of coordinate is what when you need to set up required data after an extension is installed. Whenever you wanted to install this extension and some sort of setup should be configured and installed by, then you would probably require the install coordinate. Okay. So this is what the type of coordinate. So when you will be creating, for example, in our scenario, if you are creating a new stationary ERP extension, when installed, it should populate default stationery categories like pen, notebook, and paper. So this is how you will be starting, and you will be going ahead with something called trigger. And what you will be writing for the trigger is what? Oh, so let me just go ahead with tree trigger. And what you will be writing is what on install per company. So this is the trigger which you will be using when you are creating an install subtype of extension, and you have to write other things like what are the other basic logic you have to go ahead with this. Okay, so this is a type of first type of a coordinate. Let us just try to I'll just try to show you how to write the GitHub Copilot prompt for this. Okay, let me just delete this. Press Ctrl and I. So you can ask Copilot like generate an AL install coordinate that initializes initializes default stationery categories like pen, notebook, whatever you want. Okay, and paper when the extension is installed, when the extension is installed. Okay, so what happened, the coordinate should also contain, you can also write this, because if you just stop with this, like let's see what happens. So here I have written this coordinate, generate an AL install coordinate that all these things. Okay, so let me just press enter. So what happens is what it will create an install subtype install. It has created all these things for you, and then it is also showing you some type of options here. So it is creating it for you. Okay, so you can see here it is automatically creating everything for you. So this is what the install type of coordinate. Okay, so if you wanted to write more, like the coordinate should contain a procedure to insert default category. Of course, it has created the procedure for you, and it has also installed the default category for you. Okay, so this is what the install coordinate will be. Okay, so it is creating some, it will create on install per company trigger. So keep in mind that if you are creating a install type, so it should go ahead with on install per company, and it will insert all the relevant thing for you. Just click accept and just go ahead with changing the coordinate ID, and then here you have a stationery category where the stationery category might be missing. So from this, which record you wanted to go ahead with, you can just type stationery item table probably, and in that the code is not there, so you can just go ahead with what is that item number. Okay, item number, and here again you have to change the item number and item number. Okay, so this is how the install code unit will work. Okay, and the next type of code unit is what the normal code unit. Let's just try that. Let's just try that. So subtype, for this normal code unit you don't want to give the subtype because it is a normal code unit. Okay, so this does not contain anything like this test or test runner. You don't want to specifically mention that this is the type of code unit. So whenever you're creating a code unit, the default type of code unit is what the normal code unit, and if you want to specifically mention something, you have to go ahead with that. So this purpose is what the purpose of the normal coordinate is. It contains a general business logic and reusable procedures. It does not have any special triggers like install or upgrade. So for upgrade, we will be having a special trigger. Here you don't have any special trigger. You can directly go ahead with trigger, or without any trigger, you can also create it as a procedure. Okay, so when you can use it, so you when you need to execute a common business logic like validation, calculation, or utility function, you will be using this in a normal coordinate. Okay, so for example, a discount manager coordinate which calculates the discounts for the bulk purchases, bulk stationery purchases. Okay, it's a very simple, and you can also like as I told, like you can generate the coordinate like this. Okay, just go ahead with something. 1 minute. So you can say generate AL and AL coordinate named discount manager, that what it does. Okay, that calculates a discount based on order quantity. Okay, order quantity. So you can be, if the quantity is greater, if you want to give some specific criteria, you can also do that, or I'll just press enter. Just copy this, press the enter. Let's see how it is generating, because we have when specifically mentioned something, we have generically given, but of course it has given all these discount. Okay, if it is greater than 100, 20%, if it is less than, greater than 50, it is 10, if it is greater than or equal to 10, it is 5, so 5%. So it has given some discount. If you are fine with this, then you can go ahead, or else if you wanted to just change something here, you can also change that. Okay, you can give the condition here, that is also fine. Fine. Now let us just try with the test coordinate. Okay. So what is test coordinate? If it is actually used for automated testing in Business Central, and this will help you ensure the extension work correctly without any manual testing. Okay, so that is very, very important. So if you want to go ahead with the testing, the coordinate, you can do this. Coordinate, I'm just giving the ID, and I'm also giving the demo. Okay, so this is a demo, and in this I'm just going to give like a subtype, and I'm going to go with the test. So what is this? As I told, the test. So when should you use this? When you are implementing AL, test driven development, that we usually call it as TDD, test driven development. This is useful for testing business logic, UI interaction, or API call. So you can just test whether your calculated discount function correctly applies the discount or not. So this is the basic. Like if you want to go ahead with the testing the coordinate, you can do it. So let us just try to create a Business Central GitHub Copilot prompt with this. So generate an AL test coordinate named discount tests. Okay, discount tests to verify. What you're going to verify? That the calculated discount discount function from discount manager applies correct discount. So you can ask create a test procedure, verify bulk discount to check if items, if 150 items, okay, so I can say like 150 items get 10% or 20 percentage discount. So I'm asking it to write an AL test code unit, where here you can see it started testing it, and it is testing the discount manager. So previously we have created a discount manager, right? So for that it is trying to create it. Let me just go ahead and create a discount manager code unit as well. So I'll just call the, so this is the discount manager thing, right? So it has created the discount manager here, and this is going to test whether this discount manager is giving you the perfect test here. So what happens is, what here we have generated, previously we have generated the discount manager, right? So this discount manager, we are going to check whether it is really applying the, if the item is above 100, here what we have given, like if the item is above 100, it should apply 20% discount. So here I am checking if the item count is above 150, whether it is if it is providing 20% discount. So here the name assert does not in the current context. So assert is not here. So what you can do is, what you can try to fix it with the help of the GitHub Copilot as well. So what it will do, it will create an assert test runner code in it. It is creating for you. It generates everything for you, and then it will try to do this. Okay, it's a test runner, context does not exist, so it is creating the test runner for you. So this is how the testing things work. Okay, this is an another type of this is an another type of thing. Okay, so what is this? Okay, arrange item expected discount, calculate are equal to, so this is actually, it's not working. So it's again showing some error. Okay, so sometimes, like, like, for few things you have to um, check with this. Okay, as I told, everything cannot be fixed by AI. Of course, the human involvement is also required. You should think properly, and then you have to do these things. So this is another type of coordinate which we have discussed, which is test. So the next one is the test runner coordinate. So we'll be understanding what is this test runner coordinate, and then how we'll be doing it. So the test runner coordinate, if you just talk about the test runner coordinate, it is like manages the execution of multiple test coordinates. So runs all the test cases in a controlled environment, and you should use it when you want to execute multiple test cases in one batch. For example, if you have multiple test cases for discount, for inventory, and a supplier management, and you need to run them together, you will be using the test coordinate. Okay, so test runner coordinate. So how it will be like, so 50101. Let us just go ahead with okay. Let it be my demo, my coordinate. Subtype is equal to test runner. So let us just have it as a test runner, and trigger on run. So you can start beginning with all the test code units, run all the test code units. So code unit, yes, dot run, which code unit you wanted to run. Okay, so discount test, whatever you have created, so you have to pass that ID. Okay, what code unit you wanted to execute, so that code unit ID you have to pass it. Fine. So like this, you can just simply write the test runner coordinate, like generate AL test runner coordinate named my test runner coordinate, that runs multiple test coordinates, including discount test, other test coordinate, like that. Okay, so you can just try that, implement the on run trigger to execute. You can then on run trigger. So trigger on run. So this you are going to explore. This is the task for you. You are going to explore the test runner coordinate. You are going to try writing the prompt. And finally, to talk about is what the upgrade coordinate. So what is this upgrade coordinate? It's execute logic when upgrading an extension from one version to another version, if you're planning to upgrade the extension. So this is used for migrating data or modifying database schema. When you should use this, when an updated extension version needs to transform or move existing data, you have to go ahead with that. So you are, for example, your stationary ERP V is version 1.0, used a single supplier type field. But in V 2.0, you introduce multiple specialization options. So you need to migrate the existing data, right? So for that, you will be creating upgrade. Okay. So for upgrade, you have a trigger called on upgrade per company. So you can go ahead with on upgrade per company, on upgrade database, or whatever it is. So in on upgrade per company, you can just go ahead with what type of procedure. So you can just write a procedure here, how you wanted to upgrade and everything, logic, whatever the logic you want to migrate to the data, and you can call that. So if you want to write an upgrade, so you can go ahead with generate an AL upgrade unit code unit that runs during an execution of upgrade. So it should also migrate the old supplier type data to a new format of the version. So whatever you want, you can just specify that in detail. Okay. So you have to try, this is what the today's task. Another task is what you have to try, what are the each type of like you have to try to generate the last two type of code unit, which is upgrade and test runner. So to summarize, we discussed about the install, which runs when extension is installed. Okay. And if you want to set up a default stationary category, you will be using install coordinate. If it is a normal, like if you want to execute the business logic, go ahead with the normal coordinate. You don't want to specify, it's a normal. Okay. Normal you don't want to specify, because whenever you create a coordinate, it is normal. And test, which is like if you want to run a test case for AL code. And then for test runner, if you want to execute multiple test cases, you can go ahead with. And upgrade runs during execution, upgrade, or to migrate the data. For watching, don't forget to subscribe to my channel Goms Tech Talks. If you want to join as a member, so you can find a lot of exclusive videos specifically for the members here. So click here to join. And if you have any queries and if you wanted to connect with me one is to one, you can schedule a call with me here. The link is there in the description. If you are looking for a interview question or a complete project, end-to-end project with all the documentation and snippet, like 21 days AL coding programming bootcamp and checklist for the functional consultants, you can get the ebook from here. This is the ebook store. The link is there in the description. And this is my GitHub repository, so you can find a lot of repository here. Okay. So just you can see this is the recent project which I have uploaded. If you are selecting this, like for example, if you are clicking this and if you click the star and also give a star and also fork this particular repository, you will be, whatever I'm changing here, you will get the update. Okay. So do this and join my channel to get a lot of exciting videos for you. Stay tuned for the next video. If you have any suggestion for the next video, please comment it below. Thank you. Take care and bye bye. Have a great day.